Come on, Georgia. Come on back.
I don't think it was very smart what you and I just did.
Well, you're the one who started this whole thing.
How could you?
Marion, I can explain.
How could you go to bed with my sister, you pig?
When life's challenges become too great or its problems too complex, a new world is entered. A world of confusion and conflict. A world of anger. A world of pain. These are the emotions hiding behind closed doors. These are secret lives. Your counselor is Dr. Don Dutton. And in a moment, our first case.
To hear what the issue is that brings you here today. Anybody can start out, whoever wants to tell me about it.
Well, Greg and I made a mistake, and we've apologized for it, and Marion doesn't want to let it go. And we need to... It's just become a real problem with our entire family. She refuses to go to any of the family functions.
She's forgetting to say that it's a big mistake, and some mistakes just are unforgivable.
Who wants to tell me what it was?
She slept with my husband, my sister. My own sister slept with my husband.
Marion, it was a big mistake. I'll admit to that. But, I mean, come on, it's been some time, and we have apologized for it. We can't turn back the clocks of time. I mean, if I could, I would. I promised you I would. But I can't.
My sister has this way of really being flippant about life, about things that affect other people. She thinks she can do whatever she wants.
That's not true.
Oh, no?
No, it's not true.
I've watched you all your life. Anything you want it to do, oh, I'll go ahead and do it. It doesn't matter who hurts, who has to pay in the end.
That's... You're blowing this way out of proportion. Way out of proportion. You're making it... Yeah, you are. You're making it as though we had an affair.
You did have an affair,
We didn't have an affair. We had sex.
What's
And I made a mistake, okay?
Yeah, you sure did.
Well, it's time to resolve it. Isn't it about time?
No!
Maybe somebody could tell me a little bit about the circumstances where this happened. Was this like
I will.
a single event or repeated, or what happened?
No, it was a single event.
Okay.
Yearly, we go up to a cabin resort up at the lake.
Uh-huh.
And all the family goes.
Uh-huh.
Georgia here is recently divorced. Marion, she starts talking with her mother, and she hangs around with her a lot. And I was spending a lot of time with Georgia around the lake, doing the boating, and when somebody needed to go to the store, me and her would go. And
Quite conveniently.
there was nothing going on, though. But anyways, one evening, it was probably about 10:30, all the children were in bed, and everybody were in their own little areas, talking and conversing, and everybody was drinking and carrying on, and it was, I don't know, Georgia left her cabin, and it was taking a while, and I thought maybe something was wrong. I went back to the cabin. I knocked at the front door, and I asked Georgia, and nobody answered. I walked in the front living room, and she came out from the bedroom with her underwear on. And she continued to put her arms around me and kissing me, and...
But we were really, really drunk. I mean, it wasn't a planned thing by any means.
Break, sister. Blame it on the booze.
I don't even remember half of it. I mean, it was no big deal at all.
So what was the function? You'd left when you encountered her? What had you been doing?
Well, we were just conversing around by the fire, and which way everybody was...
You and Marion and other people?
Me and Georgia.
Okay.
Marion was there also. She was talking to her mother, and the other people were all there, and some people were playing cards on the picnic table.
Right.
And everybody was just drinking and conversing around, and Georgia left back to her cabin, and I went to see if she was okay, and she came out of the bedroom.
Okay, yeah, okay. So at the point where you were there, then, I mean, you must, to a certain extent, have wondered what was going through Marion's mind, her wondering where you were, for example. Did that go through your mind or not?
Yeah, everything was going through my mind. I mean, it's like just when the incident happened, it's like I was just saying, you know, something was telling me, go ahead, and something was saying, no, you're married, you love your wife, what are you doing? And I don't know, I just went the other route. We went on to the bedroom and ended up on the bed, and after a while, Marion just found her way in there and caught us. I went out chasing after Marion down the beach, and...
Well, come fine. You guys were flirting all night long.
I was just being...
So, Marion, you had a sense of, you saw this coming. Is that what you're saying? You'd seen
Well,
it
I
develop?
hoped it wasn't going to come, but the signs were there.
Okay, how long had you seen the signs? Was it just that night, or how far
No.
back?
No.
Okay, how long had it been going on?
Every time we get together.
Oh, come
I mean, they'd be
on.
chummy. What about at the wedding reception? What about that? They were off drinking in a corner, having just a fine time. Her husband had passed out, so she decided to go and get somebody else's husband. Right, Georgia?
No, it's not right. It's not right at all.
You get what you want every time, Georgia.
Oh, you've been jealous of me ever since we were little kids. Yeah, you are. You're proving it right now.
I don't have anything to be jealous about, Georgia, but it's about time that you respected other people's feelings. You just can't go around stepping on people all the time.
Look, I said I was sorry.
That's not enough!
What do you want me to do?
You spoiled everything, Georgia.
What do you want me
We
to
have
say?
no family anymore. You've
We do
wrecked our
have a family.
marriage.
You're
Do
the one
we?
that's spoiling it. You won't go with us. And when you do go, you're...
I should just lie down and play life the way you play it.
No, but you don't have to sit
Just
there
go
and
around
mock
sleeping
everybody.
with anybody you want to sleep with.
That's not true. I don't sleep with everybody.
Don't you?
No. I've got somebody now that I'm seeing, and I'm totally happy with the guy. I don't want anything to do with her husband.
That'll
I've told her
last
it's
for a
never going to
week.
happen again.
Well, Marion, what do you want her to do? I mean, I understand that your feelings are hurt and that you're really outraged by what happened.
I want her out of my life. Out.
Well, that's a little difficult. I'm your sister.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter. It
Not
should
to
matter.
me, Georgia. I have a husband, and I have a life too. You think you
What
are the
about
only
your
one with a life?
husband?
Well, I
You're
have a life to
acting
get
as
on
though
with
it's
too.
all my
He's
fault.
my husband, and I put 6 years into this marriage, and you're not going to take it away from me. Nobody is.
Well, then why don't you do something about it? You're totally snubbing him, too. And another thing is that you're blaming me for the whole thing. He was there.
Who am I supposed to blame?
What
I
about
wasn't
trying to
there.
him? He's the one that was
Am I
married.
supposed to
I
blame
wasn't
some
even
dog
married.
that was lying in bed with my husband? You were the one who was in bed with my husband. Who am I supposed to blame?
So you blame her.
Of course I blame her.
I'm to
see, but
blame
it's
too.
not all
I'm to
my
blame
fault.
too, but it wasn't... She was the one who was coming on to me. I mean, I know that I should have stopped, but she did the initial reaction. And I reacted off of that. But if that
you were
incident wouldn't have
married.
happened...
You were married. I wasn't married.
I know, I
So
was married.
regardless of the
I
way
know, I made a
was
mistake.
acting,
I have to live with that.
Because you're not married, you're not supposed to. That's supposed. Oh God, she is so messed up. Would you straighten this girl's mind out?
I think you're the one that's messed up, and you're the reason that we're here.
You think because you're not married, you can just go around sleeping with anybody else's husband you
No,
want
I
to?
don't think that. And I
That's
told
it,
you it was a
Georgia.
mistake. I said I was sorry.
She made a mistake, dear, but it's got to be resolved. You guys are sisters. You're going to be sisters all your life.
She's going to keep on making mistakes. That's why we're here. Not for me, but her. She's going to keep on making mistakes. Can you talk
I'm
some
not
sense to
going
her
to
so
keep
she
on
doesn't
making
keep
mistakes. I'm with somebody now. I'm happy with him.
And
I
how
don't
long is that going to last?
I think it's going to last a long time.
You think?
Yeah.
You don't know. You can't trust yourself. You don't even know yourself.
I've only been seeing the guy for a little while. Give me a break.
I think I've allowed you too much of a break, Georgia.
No, I don't think you're giving me a break at all, Marion. And the thing is that we're supposed to be here to resolve this. Screaming and yelling isn't going to help at all.
That's your idea.
Okay, then scream and yell, Marion.
Well, I don't know, Marion, now that you've sort of blown it out, do you feel any better, or is there more to come?
I no longer want my sister to be in my life.
Okay. What's behind the anger? What are the feelings behind the anger?
I can't look at my family without remembering.
So what, is that embarrassment?
You have, it's
Humiliation?
embarrassing.
Humiliation? You feel humiliated?
Yeah, I do.
Like you've been humiliated in front of your family?
in front
and
of
that sh-
everybody that knows.
And that she did it?
That's right. And she doesn't care.
I do
I mean,
care.
she'll just walk along with her head up high. Doesn't make any difference. Just snub my nose in it right again.
So you feel like she just trampled over you, humiliated you, and just moved on?
It caused a big conflict in the family, and we can't even go to gatherings any longer. So when relatives call for us to go to a picnic or a gathering or something, she lies to them on the phone saying we're busy. And I have 2 daughters from a previous marriage, which we have welcomed into our life and with her family, and they attend. They're starting to wonder, you know, why aren't we attending? Why can't I see our
And what are we
cousins any
supposed to
longer?
tell
So
them?
one of the issues here is major damage control.
Is conflict
right?
within the
Within the
large
family.
part of the family, not just this incident, but the effect it put on the whole family.
Okay. Okay, well maybe we can start with that one. Let's take that one first. Georgia, do you have a sense of how much pain you've caused your sister?
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine, you understand sort of why she's feeling as angry and hurt and embarrassed and humiliated as she is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Is
I
there-
told her if I could change it, I would. And I would, Marion.
That you do feel sorry for what happened.
Yes.
Okay. And it's not something that's ever going to happen again.
Never again. Never, never, never again.
Okay. All right. Greg, the one thing that just sort of sent some bells off with me around this was having an affair, like even a one-night stand is one thing, but doing it under the circumstances where you did it, it's almost like you were asking to be caught. You know? I mean, you leave a family gathering, the two of you are missing, everyone else is back there. You know, like some people who have serious problems with addiction or whatever call for help in some ways. It's almost like you were saying, I want to be caught. I guess I'm just curious to a certain extent if there's anything that had been going on between the two of you or hadn't been going on between the two of you, because it seems to me that unconsciously or otherwise you were kind of sending a message to Marion that there was some dissatisfaction on your part. I mean, you really, you know, you were really advertising what happened here.
Well, things were getting a little bit stifled in the marriage, but I really love my wife, and I don't know, maybe it's just with Georgia being recently divorced and being the way she is, she was being, I guess, ever since she was divorced, she had been being very sort of playful with me. And
Well, I mean, she might be playful, you know. I mean, you're going to have to deal with that from time
Yeah.
to time. But my question is that you responded to that, A, and B, that you responded to it in a situation where the chances of you getting discovered were almost 100%. You know? Were you, I mean, I guess the question I'm putting out to you, you don't have to answer it now, but you might want to give it some thought, is whether you were unconsciously trying to send a message to your wife. That whether it was hard for you to tell her that you had some dissatisfaction, so you told her through your behavior rather than through your words. Just something that sort of comes to mind, because, I mean, we have a situation here where, I mean, you were asking for trouble, it seems to me. I guess the main thing that we're here for, and that we need to focus on is, you know, where do we go from here? Like, how do we patch this up, if it's possible to have it patched up? Marion, I'm sort of hearing from you that, at least when you're really, really angry, that you just kind of don't want to see Georgia again, and that's it. And maybe there is a call for some kind of hiatus right now, or you need some kind of break from each other. But if it's to the point where your family is sort of blown apart, I'm wondering if there isn't some way that at some time we can kind of bring the family back together, move them back in on this. And I don't know if you have any ideas or about what direction this might go, but I'd like to hear from anybody if you do.
I just know that I want my family to get back to the way it was. I mean, we had a close family.
Cool. So everybody knows what happened in the family, right? Everybody knows what happened. And how are other family members sort of reacting to this? What's their take on it?
They're being very kind. They're not saying anything in front of me. They're not talking about it.
And they're trying
Right.
to forget it, too, you know.
They're
and
not talking about it because they know how much it hurts. But that hurts even more.
What would you like them to do? Would you like them to talk to you about it?
No.
So you're not sure really what you want from them at this point?
Just wish it never happened. I don't know what to do about it.
Okay, but it happened and we can't rewrite history. And everybody's sorry it happened. People were hurt, angry, outraged. And I'm just wondering what is the best way to get on. I mean, one option would be to do this with other members of the family as well. Or at least for you to sit down with everybody else in the family and just have a general airing and just get it out and over with and make some kind of pact that you're going to talk about it and then you're going to try as much as possible to put it behind you. I mean, that's one possibility. So you seem a little ambivalent about that because you're saying on the one hand, they're not talking about it and they're doing